Hey, what's up, family? It's another beautiful day, 11 it. Subscribe, share, like the videos. Listen, I'm going to piggyback off this guy about some information that's going on. And I keep telling you guys, their time for running the planet is over. It's a done deal, and they know it. That's why they're trying everything possible to implement this so called AI, artificial intelligence. And they're using the water to cool the system down. No, no, no. They're trying to use the water to get rid of the energy in the water and the reawakening of the energy in the water to wake up the people. This shit is so deep. I can't really touch the surface of it. Anyway, folks, here's some clips that will wake you guys up and inform you guys what's going on. Hang on, fellas, hang on.
The sun is rising up and it is going to awaken the chosen beings. And right now, this is the reason why they are creating these AI, artificial intelligence data centers, because these data centers is going to keep in lock on who's awakened and who's not. So not only is these data centers is keeping track of everybody that is awake, but it is making sure that everybody stays asleep. It's about trapping the memory that the sun is unlocking
In the
through
water.
the water.
Yeah,
The first reset.
Yep.
All of the memories of the old ancient beings
Is in the water.
in the water.
Yep.
And when the sun activates, it is going to unlock the memories of those beings. And by us drinking that water, it is going to unlock through us. And we are going to awaken to know a lot more things. We are going to awaken to know what's really going on. So they have to create these AI data centers, because eventually these AI data centers is going to track what we are doing. The sun and this moon is going to fail. And when this sun and this moon fail, the only thing is left is our original sun. And those original beings that belong to that sun is going to get fully activated. A lot of things that's about to happen on earth is not going to be because of Christ. It's going to be all man-made. Because now they know that Christ is now here. And they know they got to do everything they got to do to keep this from happening. And there's nothing that they can do. This is why they made the movie Leave the World Behind. What's about to happen on this earth is something that they cannot stop, but they can try to delay it only for the one that is not aware of what's going on. So right now, the energy, our energy supply is going to fail. The EMP is going to fail because it's going to get too hot. You're going to see a lot more people
Dying.
that is going to be dying because the sun is going to get too hot. In certain states and countries, it's even going to be more hotter, which is going to cause the water to get hotter, which is going to cause the water to activate. Because remember, we are tropical beings. Melanated copper beings are not meant to be in the cold. We thrive in the heat. And this is the reason why they don't want the water to get activated. This is the reason why they're doing everything in their power. So the fact that they can't control what's about to go down on this planet, at least they can track it, or they can delay it, so they can keep track of what's going on. Because remember, Samion Toko said it.
Yep, he did.
He was alive.
He did. He said,
you can do whatever you want to do to me, but
there's more coming.
There's going to be so many people like me until you won't be able to control them, because there's going to be too many of them.
Yep.
And right now, that theory, his prophecy is coming alive, because there's too many of us now. They can't control us. The water is not cool enough to keep these machines running. So what is the real reason why they are creating these data centers, and they need our water in order for it to continuously run? And the reason why that is because it's not about cooling down the system. It's about trapping the memory
in the water.
I'm going to break this down piece by piece of what she is saying, and I'm going to show you guys some references from other sources. And for clarification, this is personal speculation. Before we get into that, we have to acknowledge what's going on in Europe, all right? There is a severe heat wave going across Europe, eastward towards Germany. It has already been calculated that over 1,000 people has already lost their life. The question is, what if this wasn't just a weather event? What if, in a fictional, mythological world, these waves of heat were echoes of the hidden inner sun beneath our reality an ancient source of consciousness rather than light. In this story, reality is a holographic field where consciousness, energy, and water are all connected. Every human mind broadcasts into a universal ocean of memory. As the inner sun releases powerful waves of energy, those vibrations ripple through Earth's water and into humanity itself.
Trying to come to terms with memory.
Right.
So let's talk about that.
Sure. Pribram was working under a very famous neurophysiologist named Carl Lashley, and it was at a time when it was believed that memory was stored in a specific spot in the brain, and there was something called the proverbial grandmother cell, that there was literally a cell in your brain that contained the memory of your grandmother, what you knew about your grandmother. And so they did a rather gruesome series of experiments for animal lovers, but came out with some very profound information. They took rats and they taught them how to run mazes, and then they would surgically remove various portions of the brain. Pribram and his mentor Carl Lashley, the reasoning being that if they could remove a portion of the brain and the rat could no longer run the maze, they found the area of the brain where the rat's memory of the maze running ability was encoded. Now, every time they removed a different portion of the brain, they discovered that they could never remove the memory of how to run the maze. They could impair the rat's ability so it might limp through the maze.
Because now they know that Christ is now here, and they know they got to do everything they got to do to keep this from happening, and there's nothing that they can do. It's about to happen on this earth. It's something that they cannot stop, but they can try to delay it.
They could never remove the memory of how to run the maze. They could impair the rat's ability so it might limp through the maze. They could impair the rat's ability so it might limp through the maze. They could impair the rat's ability so it might limp through the maze, but they couldn't remove it. And really, surgeons had known this for a while, doctors had known this for a while, because when people have head injuries, they don't forget half of the alphabet or half of their family or half of a novel they read. They have global memory impairment where their entire memory may be hazy. But memories don't seem to be stored in our heads in the same way that books are stored on a shelf.
Alright, y'all, let's tap into something called water.
These are images frozen in water. You're probably going to want to sit down for this. Now, these images were created in the frozen water after showing the image to the water for only about 30 seconds. Now, you probably think I'm fucking crazy for saying this, because I thought this was insane too, but if you go to Veda Austin's page, she shows you exactly how to do this. You can try it at home. Now, one of these would probably be a fluke, but we literally have hundreds of examples of this. This works repeatedly. So we've known water has memory for a very long time, like literal memory. This is because water can change its structure depending on the vibrations it comes in contact with, from thought to sound. Now, the purity of the water also affects its crystal structure. Our processing plants don't help this, and we beat the shit out of it when we pipe it through right angles to get to our homes. This is not how water was ever meant to travel. Ancient people knew this, and the Victorian estates even put in fountains and water features to restructure the water. When you restructure it, it makes beautiful crystals. When you pump beautiful vibrations into it, it makes beautiful fractal crystals. When you put interference patterns into it, it gets really chaotic. So what about our images? When the light passes through the water structure gets imprinted and changes to those vibrations. When you freeze the water, that crystal structure reflects what it saw. Water is the Earth's internet. It's how it communicates information to itself. It's wild.
Or Shangri-La for data centers.
Shangri-La for
data centers.
Is this the new Silicon Valley?
It is. It is.
It's fast becoming one of the world's most popular places for AI data centers, hubs of sprawling special-built server farms, the new frontier of tech, now popping up across the country, requiring a minimal workforce to operate, but they come with some big trade-offs, like the huge amounts of power to run them and water to keep them cool. A Bloomberg investigation found that 2/3 of all new U.S. data centers are being built in water-scarce regions, with projects getting pushback in other states, where severe drought is a major concern. In 2023, they consumed an estimated 200 billion gallons of water, as much water as about 500,000 people, and it's only expected to rise as the AI boom continues.
It's really scary for the folks who live here, and it's scary for myself.
Unlike what's being built here in the desert, centers like this one are going up next to neighborhoods within city limits. Tanager says there aren't enough rainy days like this one to support the development without more guardrail.
We're talking, at this point,
Folks, all I can say, start saving your water. Start getting your water towers and stock it up on the water, because it gets scary. gets the water pills to purify water and water filters. They said go to the lake and filter your water because it can get very bad, folks. Hang on, folks, hang on.
Very open secret in the AI industry right now is that it's possible that we'll end up essentially creating a new species that ends up ruling the world with a 70% chance that this goes horribly wrong like human extinction. That's one possibility. There's many more.
It's quite chilling what you're saying.
Yeah, it gets me down sometimes. I basically told my wife, like, let's not have more kids. It's too uncertain. I don't think they'll ever join the workforce. Everybody should be afraid that their jobs are going to be lost. And I know this because I went to OpenAI in 2022. What I did there was forecasting as to what the next couple of years might look like. And unfortunately, most of the world is kind of asleep at the wheel and doesn't really realize what's going on with AI. So I resigned.
I read it somewhere that you lost $2 million for not signing an anti-disparagement clause, meaning you couldn't criticize the company.
Yes, for reasons I'm happy to get into. But the main thing I've learned is when I go talk to people at Anthropic and OpenAI about forecasting, they're like, it's not going to take that long. You need to shorten them again. Get them back to 2027 or 2028 because these powerful CEOs, Ario or Sam or Elon, are racing each other to be in control of the most powerful AIs and are literally afraid that if the other guy gets there first, he might become dictator. I mean, Anthropic is on track to be the entire economy by 2030. But none of these people should be trusted with that much power. So this is the most important thing happening in our lifetimes, probably in all of history, in fact. And it's very important that it go well. So I think that there's a lot we can do to like steer things in a better direction. There's loads of benefits that we could get from AI if we do it right. And if we do solve the problems, then things could be absolutely amazing for everyone.
Well, this report here from 2021, it was remarkably accurate, and then you just published this one.
Yeah, so this is our new scenario.
So let's go through these slowly one at a time.
I would be incredibly happy if all my predictions turn out to be wrong.
Ain't that crazy though? Like, bro.
And like I said before, if they use AI in the right way, we could benefit from it and live more freely. But they don't want that. They want to use it in their way to control the population, which is fucked up. But I don't think it's going to work. Like I said before, the Galactic Federation of Light is observing what's going on, and they don't think it's going to work. I think they're going to stop to it. Hang on, folks. But hang on.
Gotcha, right? Look at the dress. This is probably just coincidence, but alignments align. Look at the again. Okay, so we know that BET did a tribute for Lauryn Hill, and we know that Essence is doing a tribute to Aaliyah. Also played Akasha. I am Akasha, the queen of the damned. In the same weekend of the Essence Festival, Akasha airs on TV, Awakening Here.
Oh my gosh, she got up!
I'm asking myself, why are they doing tributes to women who have been wronged in the industry? It's kind of sitting in the back of my mind. I'm like, okay, let's just keep scrolling.
Feminine energy is coming through.
The energy pattern for 2026, June 6th. 2026 to June 5th. 2027 is known as Osai Meiji. Stay with me on this. This is feminine energy room. It is not evil, but it is in the dark.
Bringing a balance.
Their job is to oversee the balance of the universe, right and wrong.
You're basically saying like the feminine energy is coming in and bringing balance to the world. We're very much so aware that certain changes have happened in the industry.
The same. It's no coincidence that in the same year when we're talking about these great divine feminine energies waking up trying to bring balance, CERN officially shuts down
for 4 years.
4-year hiatus.
4 years, yeah.
Like, oh, I see. So there's about to be a reckoning or something. Like, I'm just, kind of just playing with my conspiracy self. Then this video shows up. Okay, so now it's getting a little intense. Okay, this 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of adding up in my brain. I don't know.
What if these tributes that they're doing is trying to appease the reckoning that is about to come down on the suppression that has been happening within the feminine energy of this planet, the industry, just women as a total? Because the alignment of the episode airing on the same weekend of the Aaliyah tribute, and Akasha is a woman like she's gonna bring chaos. And Aaliyah said out of her mouth, "I am Akasha." Now, all of this that I'm saying is just allegorical messages. Not to be taken literally, but, there's coding and messages everywhere to let you know what is happening or what's going on. And it just kind of pops up in your face. So I just wanted to make a video about it.
Warning news, warning news. This may disturb a few and offend some others, but if I gotta know this shit, down the rabbit hole we go. So, you know everything is separated by bloodlines, right? And remember how I told you reptilians are the low-level foot soldiers. So what if I told you that there is an ancient Sumerian hybrid humanoid race that has been walking amongst us for centuries, reproducing with us, genetically spicing us even further, enabling us to be able to disembody Nephilim spirits and entities. Yeah. And if you don't believe me, we can actually cut to a clip that with a man that is married to one of these genetically modified specimens.
Okay.
And remember, I use that word specimen very intentionally. Go to the clip.
Anyone that you know has Rh negative blood type, that is not a full human. They're very different. Their blood temperature is different. So I'm going to talk Fahrenheit here because I'm in America. But normal people, when you take your blood temperature, it's 98.6. With someone Rh negative, it's 96.8. They thrive on acidic foods and sugars. They remain healthy that way.
I want you guys to keep that in mind. These beings are cold-blooded, sharing a lot of characteristics with another species. I'm going to cut to an interesting clip right now.
I wanted to see what would happen if I sent my pet lizard DNA into 23andMe. And so with the help of my wife, we extracted enough saliva to send off in the mail. We were so excited to see the results. After about 3 months, we were shocked. My lizard was 51% Ashkenazi Jewish. He was also 48% West Asian. This was really interesting.
You want to know what else is really interesting? Let's take a good look of all the beings that have Rh negative blood type. Let's look at that. Interesting. And let's go to one more clip as to why you shouldn't just be doing anything with anybody.
You think God put a birthmark on your face? Yeah, I think it's Satan. I actually hate the witch's mark. It shows you that you're a witch. Oh, I think that's true, actually. It is. When you have a red birthmark like this, it's called the witch's mark.
I just want y'all to connect them dots. I ain't even gotta say too much. But for those with the eye to see, very telling, very interesting. Another rabbit hole. Stick around for part 2.
Look at their faces around them. This is a cake. Look how they smile and enjoy.
They make a shout out to black people.
This was at an Afro-Swedish exhibit. This artist was also, it's a disturbing picture, but also a disturbing subject. In the last few days, Afro-Swedish artist Makodi Linden has learned the power of the viral web. His controversial cake performance at Stockholm Modernina Museet has ricocheted around the world and has generated reactions of all types, from support of his edgy gesture to raise awareness about feet. Okay, look, bro. He said he was trying to raise awareness, right? And he was trying to bring something that was disturbing. It was disturbing to us. But they look like they were having a good time. Because this is it's in them. There's books, it's what they do. They put our ancestors in chairs, bro. Go search it up. I reacted to that video before too.
Okay, family, I really can't go any further because it's too disturbing. We know that they eat us already for style. We know that they like to burn us and use us. We know all that, we know already. But folks, listen, have a good day. Stay informed. Stay aware. Protect yourself. Love you guys. I'm out. Subscribe, share, like the video. Give me a thumbs up. I'm out here, folks. Much love.